There's some hocus pocus in the new camera on the iPhone 6s. It can animate still shots into mini movies called live photos. But how well can the new version of the world's most popular camera handle the situations that most bedevil smartphone photography? To find out, I conducted a stress test of more than a dozen difficult scenes with 5 different phones, the iPhone 6s and 6s Plus, alongside last year's iPhone 6 models and Samsung's Galaxy Note 5. This entire video was also shot on an iPhone 6s Plus, including the audio. So how well do the new iPhones stack up? Let's start with resolution. In the 6s, Apple found a way to go from 8 to 12 megapixels without introducing color problems and distortion. Details in my photos were a bit sharper, but the extra 4 megapixels weren't really enough to fill in for a zoom lens. The bigger impact is here on video, where the iPhone 6s can now record in 4K. That's 4 times the pixels. When will a phone finally be able to take a decent shot in a dim bar? Low-light scenes require a physically larger image sensor, which the latest iPhone doesn't have. Both last year's 6 Plus and this year's 6s Plus do have optical image stabilization hardware in their lenses that reduces blur, especially in low light. This actually made a bigger impact on the quality of my shots than the new sensor. It's also built into the Samsung Galaxy S6 and Note 5. In fact, I almost always preferred the way the Samsung Note 5 handled low light, though night shots had a yellowish tint and sometimes so much anti-noise smoothing they looked Botoxed. And of course, Apple didn't forget about the selfie. The iPhone 6s bumps up the resolution on its front-facing camera to 5 megapixels, which makes it equivalent to the Samsung. Helpfully, the 6s can also use the phone's screen as a flash that tries to match your skin tone. This let me take a sunset selfie without getting lost in the sun, or looking like a ghoul. And what about those animated live photos? They're about emotion, adding a few seconds of video to still shots, like photos in Harry Potter's world. It's a gimmick for sure, but after a few days, I fell for it. I captured skateboarders mid-aerial and some passing trains once I learned to hold still before and after snapping. Beware though, live photos take up as much as 3 times the storage as regular photos. Here's my takeaway. You still can't buy a better all-around smartphone camera than the iPhone 6s Plus. But the best improvement? Optical image stabilization was already on last year's iPhone 6 Plus and 3 current Samsungs. We're not at the end of the road for smartphone camera innovation, but we are going to have to wait another year or more for a real leap in image quality.